this is Caroline of Caroline's Plans. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you so much for stopping by and supporting my channel. If you are not already, make sure to subscribe either in the watermark in the bottom right corner or in the subscribe button below this video. Today, I just have some footage of some recent sticker organization that I did. I know that these videos tend to be somewhat popular on my channel, and I wanted to go through some of my recently used leftovers, kit leftovers, as well as icons and scripts that I wanted to switch out. I'm not using gold this week in terms of scripts for the first time in a while, so I wanted to put my gold scripts away in their allocated spaces in my binder before pulling out foil for this week. For this video, I also wanted to answer some of your questions. I got some really wonderful ones from Tay of Shantae Plans. She is just the sweetest person here in our planner community. She's super active, super kind, super sweet. Just responds to every comment with just the nicest, most thoughtful responses. So thank you, Tay, for all the love on my recent posts and videos and for sending in these questions. I really appreciate it. Her channel will be linked below. Go give her some love and say hi. She asked a three-part question. The first of which is if you had to do a one color spread, making the whole spread one color, which would it be? This was a question that she asked about in the comments in one of her recent videos, and she posed it to me on Instagram for this video. You can follow her on Instagram at Shantae Plans, or you can follow me, and you can follow me on Instagram at Caroline's Plans. If I had to do a spread that was all one color, I would have to go with blue, just because it is my favorite color. I hope that I would be able to use sort of different shades of the same color. Tay, you can let me know if that's cheating or not. But I do like it when kits have a lot of blue in them and different shades of blue. I like it when kits tend to err more on the muted side in terms of blues. I'm not a big fan of brights in general, and I think Tay said something similar in her video, if I'm not mistaken. So a variety of shades of somewhat muted blue. Again, I'm not sure if that's too specific or too broad. Let me know what you think in the comments, and what one color spread you would choose if you had the chance. I know Tay said when I posed this question to her, she said pink all the way. So what do you think? Let us know in the comments. The second question that she asked me was, what are my favorite pizza toppings? I have a few different answers to this question. If we're going basic, just basic cheese. I'm always a big fan of just cheese pizza. If we're going a little bit more fancy, then I would throw some veggies on. My favorite veggie combination is mushroom and black olive. And if we're going real fancy, I would pick, truck going by outside. Oh, I think it's gone. Okay. And if we had to pick a really fancy combination, I would say mushroom, black olive, and vegan sausage. I am a vegetarian, but I do love meat substitute kinds of sausage type things on pizza. That might be icky to some of you, but I really enjoy it. And her third question was, if I were to travel anywhere, what would be my number one choice of city that I would like to travel to? My first thought was, in terms of places to travel, would be the beach. My family has always gone to the Outer Banks of North Carolina every year for a vacation in the summer, and we do not have plans as of now to do that vacation, just with everything going on with the virus and everything. We've considered it in just committing to doing sort of a social distanced vacation at the beach, and we're still kind of throwing that idea around, but there are no concrete plans as of yet to do that. So that would be my first choice. If we're going a little more outside the box, then I would say that I would most like to visit Juneau, Alaska. Kind of random, but my husband has been dying to visit Alaska since I've known him, just for the scenery and kind of the slower pace of life there. So I would love to visit Alaska, anywhere in Alaska really, but I just thought of Juneau because it's the capital city. Yeah, so Juneau or Alaska would be another option for a city that I would like to travel to. And those are the questions that I received through Instagram for the purposes of this Q&A. Thanks, Tay, for sending those in. As always, if anyone watching this video has any questions for me, personal or planner related, leave them in a comment below. And then I just had some other things that I guess have been on my mind. There are just a lot of stressful things going on, as I'm sure we're all experiencing right now. When I was sort of brainstorming topics that I wanted to talk about for this video, I immediately thought of negative things. Unfortunately, I'm not normally a negative person, but there's just been a lot going on past couple days, past couple weeks, and I was trying to think of lots of different things to talk about, not just the negative stuff. So I have 3 things that have kind of been struggles, but then I made it a point to find 3 positives to talk about as well. The first thing that I'll say is kind of an event that's been happening recently is my journey with Weight Watchers. So far that's been going well. I am into my 3rd week, I believe, doing Weight Watchers. I've been sticking with regular workouts and sticking to my number of points and all that stuff. And I have been noticing a little bit of weight loss, which is nice. Which is great. So that is definitely encouraging. If there is anyone watching this video who is currently doing the Weight Watchers program or has done it before, leave any tips or tricks down below. I think things are generally going well, but it's always good to connect with people that are on a similar journey to you, especially in this time when we're all struggling to connect a little bit more with social distancing. So if anyone has any tips or tricks in regards to Weight Watchers, leave them down below. One of the biggest things that I've been dealing with in the past days and weeks is questions of how the school year is going to look coming up here soon. For those of you who don't know, I teach preschool. So there's been just a lot of questions about what that's going to look like. A lot of submitting of surveys for what teachers' preferences are, what families' preferences are. I've been having to fill out a lot of paperwork to try and get accommodations for my work placement based on medical need. For a variety of reasons, I do meet the CDC guidelines to continue virtual work, so it's just a lot of red tape that I'm dealing with right now to get that put in place. And I'm just seeing a lot of posts, on social media about teachers and school staff being very anxious to return to school and questioning the decision makers' choices to make certain determinations as far as whether to open school or keep them closed or partially open or whatever. And it's just been a lot of disheartening information, and a lot of people are facing the hard realities of balancing their safety and the safety of those in their home with the security of their jobs. And that doesn't just limit itself to teachers or people working in schools or educators or things like that. I've heard of many families in a variety of different vocations who are struggling with similar issues, and it's just very disheartening and very overwhelming. And that's been something that has definitely been on my mind lately, and has been something that I've had to deal with and face way more than I ever thought I would have to. And it's sort of because of this, because of the weird way that the school year ended last year. But I mentioned this in a couple of videos ago, my annual pages setup video, that I'm really struggling to slow down, and that is continuing into now. I'm really having trouble slowing down. I think it's because of the weird way that school ended. We didn't really have that point marking the end of school and that transition into summer, so I don't think my brain has fully comprehended that, we have made this transition into summer, which is theoretically supposed to be a time to rest and rejuvenate, and for a variety of reasons, I don't think anyone's doing any resting or rejuvenating, myself included. And I'm struggling to slow down. I'm enjoying making progress here on YouTube and putting out videos and things, but every now and then it just feels like going through the motions, and yeah, and now I'm having a couple things added onto my plate with this professional development course that I'm in for the next 3 weeks, which is focused on optimizing online learning. This wasn't a requirement, it was just something that I wanted to do, knowing that we would most likely be teaching online next year. I'm somewhat regretting it, but only from a time and effort standpoint, not for any other reason. And I'm definitely struggling to embrace self-care and taking the time to just stop moving and be still. And I think part of the problem is that when I do stop moving and when I am still is when, you start thinking, and you start thinking about how crazy things are right now and how sad and disheartening things are, and that's hard to deal with but necessary to deal with. So a lot of great things though are coming out of all of this. The biggest thing that I've noticed is my ability and willingness to make connections. I am making more connections in the planner community. I mentioned that Tay of Shantae Plans has been really, really great and really supportive of me and my channel, so thanks again, Tay, if you're watching. Rachel of Gathered Plans has been really wonderful and supportive. I talked about one of her recent videos a while ago. And something else small but positive, I have a order coming from Harriet Wright Designs. It should be coming tomorrow. It got somewhat lost in the mail, apparently. They attempted to deliver it to my house but weren't able to for some reason, so I reached out to Harriet and she was able to get the tracking information for me, and I submitted the redelivery request form, and it should be arriving tomorrow, which is very exciting, especially considering it was a rather large order. And of course that also means another positive, a haul video including that order will be coming to my channel soon, hopefully, which is very exciting. Connecting virtually has been a nice perk of this time. My mom and I have regular dinners once a week virtually. My husband and I were able to catch up with our family this past weekend. My husband's cousin and his wife and their 2 small kids we were able to see and catch up with them a little bit, which was wonderful. I've also been keeping up with some of my students from last year. I just had a video call with one of my students and his mom this morning, and I was able to catch up with them, which is always a joy. And I've also started doing a yoga class that meets in the evenings that my husband's aunt introduced me to. She is a part of a Zoom yoga group. that meets in the evenings, and she very kindly invited me to join them, and I did my first yoga class with them last night, which was just incredibly restorative and just focused a lot on mindful and deep breathing, some basic stretches, as well as just some prayers and some positive affirmations for everything that's going on in the world right now. So it was a really restorative and positive experience, given everything that's going on right now. So that was really wonderful, and I'm very much looking forward to continuing a yoga journey with them. And yeah, those are some of the things that have been going on. If anybody has anything that they want to share that they've been particularly enjoying or finding peace in during this time, whether it be a specific book that you're reading that's given you a lot of peace or positivity, a particular song or music artist or genre, or maybe a recipe that you've really been enjoying making, a genre of exercise or fitness that you've really been enjoying. Feel free to share in the comments. I'd love to know, and I'd love to try out something new in the name of self-care and keeping the positive vibes going and keeping the positive mindset going. I'm always looking for more recommendations. Speaking of recommendations, if there are any specific types of videos that you'd like to see from me, leave any requests in the comments below. Like I said, I hope to have a haul coming soon, and the first half of my July monthly spread should be coming tomorrow to my channel. So any requests, put them down below, as well as any questions that you have for me, planner related or otherwise. Put them down below in the comments. I will have as many things as I can think of that I've mentioned in this video linked below. And thank you so much for being here and supporting my channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Peace, love, and happy planning, everyone. Bye-bye.